Good morning, you beautiful brave hearts. So today, my one a day is this: observe, but don't absorb. And this is really one of the most important things that I can say to you, okay? All right? They've only begun to have fun, okay? They saw what they could do in the last 3 years. And understand something. I'm not going to go through it right now. Maybe sometime. I've already been kicked off of TikTok for 1 week as a punishment. So I don't want to say too much. But they're going to come at us with a 4-prong attack, okay? And understand something. That'll be coming this fall. And you have to realize something. That, think about it. You're alive. You've got food on the table. Okay, you've got a roof over your head. You've got a family that loves you. Did you not learn anything? Did you not learn that it's not the end of the world? Most people, okay, die 1,000 deaths every day. And the problem is that the subconscious is really easy to program, and repetition is the key. So if you start observing and absorbing in the next, let's say, 5 years, and you don't want to mind your own business, well, guess what? It won't be I will learn, it will be I will burn. And the reality is here, you better get yourself off the hook, and you better look at what your chokeholds are. Are they your religion? Is it a relationship with yourself or with someone else? Is it your habits? Because what you do in your spare time, okay, is going to dictate what your life is like. When I have spare time, I'm doing length and strength and detox and tone stretches. You know what? We're in Barrie, Ontario. I went and bought 2 used bikes, okay? And we're going to start biking every night. And then guess what? I fly to, this Monday I start my whole life coach certification course. And understand, we only have 2 spots left. Isn't that beautiful? And then we have 4 spots left in the Wolf Non-Surgical Certification course. And then we have 6 spots left in the Pelvic course, and they'll all be full, you know, because my course is 9 days long, and then there's a day off, and then Dr. Sage Wolf's course is 12 days, and then there's a day off, and then the Pelvic course. So people are always last minuters, right? Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? You know, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is not about my courses, so understand that. It's about getting on course. You know what? People do not procrastinate, they hesitate. And when you hesitate, you're going to fall back on your major beliefs that you have in your subconscious. And that's why you're going to miss out on so many things in life. You know, you need to learn how to be a brave heart. You need to learn that if something excites the heck out of you and scares you just a little bit, you need to go for it. And the reality is this. It'll always be for you. And if you have unconditional love and care for yourself, how many people are you going to hurt? But please do one thing. Stay away from the government. Stay away from the medical system unless you need emergency care. Okay? And stay away from all relatives that are not relative to your growing. Otherwise, they're very negative. They speak negative. They eat negative. They're just negative. And God loved them anyways and have unconditional love for them. But you are who you hang around with. The 5 people that you mostly hang around with, that's who you are. So why don't you take a look at it? And then go and have a really good talk with yourself in the mirror and say, would I hang around with me? Would I hang around with me? Would this person be my best friend? Probably not, you know, because the reality is unless you really have unconditional love and care for yourself, unless you know how to mind your own business and take massive personal action, you're not growing. You're stagnating. And that's why 86% of the population has an autoimmune disease, because they're rotting from the inside out. But they're rotting from the top, okay, here. Okay, because everything is epigenetic, not genetic. So you need to get that and understand this. We're back to what I said. Observe, but don't absorb. I am not expecting this planet to change for the greater good for me until around 2030. Because there's a war going on, but it's invisible. Didn't you notice? Blue light poisoning. I mean, I've been on here so much that guess what? When I come on here today, I'm going to be wearing my glasses. I've got 2 shows to do because this blue light is really getting to me. But the reality is so I've got to wear my Tesla eyewear because no matter how much C60 I get, it's blue light poisoning. So we need to protect ourselves. So the reality is I'm going to do things, but I'm going to make sure that I've got a safety belt on, that I'm loving and caring for myself. So what's the deal? Observe, but don't absorb. So you don't have to buy into your family suffering. You don't have to buy into the world suffering. And you know what? Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not poo-pooing on it. There are many different religions, but don't buy into the suffering in religion stuff, don't get me wrong on this, but guess what? You're not a sinner. You're a winner. You're not a failure. You just got to repeat things a lot, okay? You got to repeat something 10,000 times and you become a master at it. Whether you believe it or not, I'm in the top of my field, okay? And the reason why is because I have unconditional love and care for myself. You can't teach what you're not. And the reality is this: don't hold a grudge. Don't hold anger. Don't hold hate. Focus on the things you love, and that's it. Yeah, I know, but I live with somebody that doesn't love me. Well, learn to love yourself first and foremost. And then guess what? Make higher decisions, higher vibrational decisions for yourself. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. If you put yourself first and foremost before anyone else and everything else, and you're coming from your heart, you will never hurt another person. You will teach another person how to love themselves and care for themselves. I am not going to buy into the BS religions that believe that suffering is the way to the Lord. Suffering is the way that we get to heaven, okay, and that we're going to suffer for the greater good. I mean, we have suffered for the greater good since the beginning of time because we fell for their BS. There's a small group of people. There's 8 billion of us now, okay, and there's probably 250,000 of them. Who knows? I don't know the number. But think about it. They hog-tied us, okay, and they sell us off by the pound. And I don't want to say too much because I've already lost TikTok. I could lose Instagram and I could lose Facebook, and I don't want to lose you, okay? These platforms, okay, I'm really blessed to have these platforms because I hope I'm really blessing you. And if I upset you sometimes or I stir it up, please understand I'm coming from my heart. I really mean that, okay? Okay? I want you to understand something. The greatest thing you'll ever do is unconditionally love yourself. Because if you were to actually take a look at how the universe runs, it runs on not love, it's beyond love. So do you think that you could have beyond love for yourself and never judge yourself again? And never take that in. Do not absorb that because you'll send yourself to jail, judgment jail. And you may never let yourself out because it'll become a program. Take a look at the family members that you know, that you feel for them because they suffer every day, because they don't realize that their personality is not their personality, but the personality becomes a reality. So when they become angry, when they become depressed, and they do it long enough and strong enough, nobody really wants to be with them. You struggle to love them because they struggle to love themselves. And that's the truth. Observe, don't absorb. Only absorb things that are for your greater good. If you absorb things for your greater good, not for your family, not for the community, not for the neighborhood, not for the world, for you, for your greater good, and it's based on unconditional love and care for yourself, you cannot hurt another human being. If you can't get this message, you're going to miss out on the greatest part of life. Wouldn't it be great if you finish this story off with, I was my best friend. I loved myself unconditionally. I could make any mistake, and as long as I learn from it and don't burn from it, I grow. I feed my spirit. As long as you want to judge yourself, make yourself a sinner or a loser, you're putting a chokehold on yourself, and that's really what's killing us. They just have to sit back right now because we've put ourselves in judgment jail. Don't do it. Don't do it. I just want to say, no matter who you are, what shape you're in, what's going on in your life, just know that you've always tried to do your best, but you had strategies and tools that worked against you. Now, do you think that you can connect to your breath and you can just take a look and observe what is and what are the main beliefs that actually create your personality? And then let's change just pieces of our personality, 1% a day. And in 100 days, we've got something that's even more beautiful. Oh my God, wouldn't it be great that you could be unconscious about your thoughts and know that if you were, they would be all loving and you would never be hurting yourself? You listen, connect to your breath today and watch how your belief systems are hurting you. on an emotional, physical, and spirit level. I want you to take a look at this because everybody's like this. I'm like this. This is why I've got a love band. 3, 2, 1, I got this. No, that's the old me. Unconditional love for me. New sheriff in town. No, I'm not going there. Yes, I am going to do this. I am going to take more time for myself. I'm not going to be made to feel guilty or selfish because I'm falling in love with me. Do you see? You have a beautiful day. Brave hearts. God bless.